Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 25 live feed spoilers. Today is day 38 in the game. We are on the other side of the big eviction.
Red was evicted 8-2, with Cameron and Bowie Jane being the only votes to keep him.
Okay, well, we will get into the new HoH, what the plan might be, what the plan might not be. There are a lot of mysteries and question marks, but before we do move forward here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have more Big Brother 25 live feed updates coming your way. We don't want you guys to miss any of that. Also, Survivor is coming up at the end of this month. They just announced the cast, so be on the lookout for our videos on that once the premiere hits.
And if you're looking for some fun scripted TV, we're covering Only Murders in the Building here at the channel. Daryl Dixon, The Walking Dead's coming up on Sunday, and next week the morning show is kicking off. So there's a lot going on here. Hit that subscribe button and, help support the channel.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another reason why I'm disappointed by what happened last night. Going into the show, there was this big, complicated plan where Felicia and Nicole, before the eviction, they wanted to flip things and get Jag out. And Cirio and Izzy talked about wanting to sort of leave them hanging out to dry and make this 6-4 vote to evict Jag. And then in the event that Cameron won HoH, they could then claim that they were the people who actually voted to keep Red, and that Felicia and Nicole ended up flipping. And, they could then claim the opposite if Jag won HoH or some other different scenarios transpired. This is messy. This is dramatic. This is what we want. But of course, as are many other things on this show, this fell apart when the feeds were down before the show actually aired. So it did not happen.
No. Okay, so who's the new HoH? It's Cameron, which, I know there's a lot of us out there that are not Cameron fans, but I will say this, with Cameron, you kind of don't know what you're going to get with him. He's one of those players that doesn't always share all his information, which can end up being a little bit exciting. It's not exciting for the live feeder because we all want to see and hear what he's doing, but he's not being that open with everything. But immediately after his win, it was like really awkward. There was like very few people that congratulated him, lots of like standing around. We don't really know what to do. So the comp kicks off Humili Week. Right?
Yes.
So it's going to be a lot of humiliation versus, themed competitions. Everyone is a have-not except for Cameron. I mean, this sort of humiliverse is not really my favorite out of all of them, but, we're here. I just feel like I've had enough, like, fart jokes and kick you in the butt jokes and, snot jokes. Like, it's just kind of like, okay.
I'm also over have-nots. Like, if I'm just being honest here, it's just like, have-nots aren't fun. Everybody's going to be hungry and sleep-deprived. That means they're not going to bring probably as much drama. They're going to just sort of be a little bit lethargic. That's just not, I don't know, that's just not for me. Okay. Julie said at the end of the show that there's this big announcement about the jury coming next week, and there's not really a lot of clues as to what this is. And I'll toss a couple of theories out there. One of them.
I got my tinfoil
all right,
hat
I'll
on
get mine
for
on
you.
too. Thank you. Okay. One of them I was very excited about, and then I saw on Twitter a lot of other people had the same theory, which makes me feel a lot less creative. But listen, I didn't go on Twitter first. Okay. One of them that's kind of obvious, like, our viewers going to be getting a jury vote. That's fine. I guess it's kind of an homage to the early days of Big Brother. Like,
it absolutely is. And for this being the 25th anniversary, I think having America have a jury vote instead of all the jury votes, I mean, I think it's a nice homage to the first season, especially since, I know there's, some people in the fandom that's like, oh, season 1 doesn't count. But, we've said this here on the channel before. The producers do not agree with you, and they will tear a strip off you if you're like, season 1 doesn't count. No, it absolutely does. I mean, this whole season started off with like a montage of Eddie winning. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they go, where it's like, you know what? America will get 1 vote.
Okay, here's the idea that I like the most. What if the jurors just keep living in the house? And to me, I am for drama. I am for having more people at least actively being around the game. And really, this is selfish because there's that time, and we've certainly gone through this in videos before where there's like 4 people left. And then at the end of the season, we're like, okay, well, in this update, these 2 people had a conversation, and it's just not a lot. There's not a lot happening. And it's an experiment, but I think it would be kind of fun to see these people try to, manipulate and maneuver around potential jurors who are still in the game, who are still gathering information. I don't know if it would work. It would be a total disaster, but I'm just throwing it out there. Also, production, you don't have to pay for a separate jury house. You can just keep everyone in there.
I would find it interesting if they actually just let the people in the jury house have access to the live feeds and that they can actually watch people's games instead of just getting broken telephone from people who are coming in and telling their story of what happened or what they think happened, and they may not have all the information. It'd be interesting to watch jurors make decisions based on what they see with their own eyes and watching people's gameplay themselves.
Well, this is a really good subject for you guys in the comments. What do you guys think is going to happen with this? Let us know. I think there's probably a lot of fun theories people have out there.
Okay, so after the show, it was hours before the feeds came back, but Izzy confirmed to Corey that she and Cirio threw Red under the bus to Nicole and to Felicia before the live show, hence them voting with most of the house.
Mystery solved, everybody. And it does bring into another interesting subject. Corey gets a lot of information out of Izzy, and they have a good working relationship. And I think if you're Corey, like on paper in his head, he probably thinks that this is great. This is another sort of angle he can work. Corey's big mistake, and maybe this is my mistake too for thinking this, I'll just throw that out there, but his problem is thinking that Izzy is really playing her own game, which I think we would assume a lot of Big Brother players are interested in doing, but she has shown little desire to shift away from Cirio, and that's why it's really hard to get a read on Izzy kind of just as a player in general.
Well, I mean, why would she move away from Cirio? Cirio's in a really good spot. Cirio's protecting Izzy. Izzy's making it far in the game. I mean, this isn't a bad spot for Izzy to be in. She's in quite a good spot. She gets lots of information. She has a bigger target around her than herself. Like, Izzy's in a good spot. If she can take out Cirio close to the end, Izzy can win this. I'm saying it.
I agree with that. I think if she makes that move and just goes for it, hats off to you. I really like watching Izzy. I know that's polarizing. Some people think she's too much, but I find her very entertaining.
Okay. Cameron's target on the surface is, surprise, Jag, everybody's target. Jag just seems to be like revolving around on the block all the time. But he indicated to Bowie Jane that he wants Jag out, and he told Blue she and Jag are going up. However, he also claims that he has like this bigger plan, but he hasn't told anybody what it is, including the diary room. He just hasn't told anybody what's going on, which again, I think as a live feeder can be kind of frustrating because we're on the other side being like, man, we don't know what he's going to do. But at the same time, it's like, oh man, we don't know what he's going to do. Like this could be really crazy.
Okay, we already had our tinfoil hats on. Cameron, he is full tinfoil at this point. If he's not even talking to the diary room, what does he think? That the diary room is going to then go and tell other people what's going on? Clearly he does.
Yes. I mean, we all know, like, they won't 100% always confirm it, but we've seen little bits of this on the live feeds over the years that you tell, production or whoever's in the diary room would do something, and then they start leading you into questions, allegedly. Like, I'm sure he wants to keep it to himself so that he doesn't go in there and he's like, my real target is this person. And then you got production being like, oh, well, we don't want Cirio to leave, so we'll start planting seeds elsewhere.
Okay, I'm going to try to speak objectively here. I think we have made it very clear we're not Cameron fans at the channel, but I'm going to try to treat Cameron in this situation like he is any other rational player, and what should he do to actually benefit his game. Now, is Izzy his potential target? Because he's mentioned this in the past, wanting to go after her, but at the end of the day, and this is why I question him as a rational player, doesn't really matter because if his choice in nominees are Blue and Jag, it just feels like it's going to be hard for him to have the votes for a lot of possible, for possible backdoors if Izzy is the target. I mean, it's the same if he goes after Cirio or after Jared. Like, I just don't know where he's going with this.
Yeah, and Izzy's already getting really paranoid because her and Cameron don't really get along. So I understand why she would be getting paranoid. This isn't great for her.
No, it's not great for her. It just also doesn't feel like it's great for Cameron because you're putting yourself in, I don't know, you're putting yourself in this situation where if you want whatever your desired result is, like you're going to have to be responsible for winning the veto at this point. Like you're really going to have to be in control, and maybe that's just what he thinks at this point because as as you've already lined up, nobody was really that excited for him winning HOH. Maybe he is just like, I don't have anybody in the game. I just got to win out, and I got to be the one to control all my moves. That may be what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bowie Jane has been led to believe that Felicia was the architect of last night's vote, which continues our recurring theme of Felicia being thrown under the bus under a lot of different circumstances. You know, your girl Felicia could be in trouble at some point, especially because Felicia and Mikkel seem to be really unaware of them almost being set up yesterday.
The thing is that Felicia is pretty perceptive, and I think that sooner rather than later, she is going to figure out kind of that people are circling around her. She can read people fairly well.
Yeah.
So Cameron has indicated to Corey that he and America are fine, but told Bowie Jane that America is the replacement.
Now, is this a cover story? It feels to me like it's a cover story. It feels to me like whatever Cameron is going to do is something that he's just going to do and not tell anybody beforehand. I don't know how that is a great move to build trust with your other players. I don't know if that's something he's going to change his mind on depending on what happens later on with the veto. It is just, if you are on an island, Cameron, why not just make the biggest swing possible at this point? Like what does targeting Jag and Blue really do for you? What does it do for the game? Like, I don't know. The only hope I would think he has is just like go big and hope that you can find a way to survive like the aftermath.
I just feel like he is gonna do something. I mean, yeah, targeting Blue and Jag doesn't really get you anywhere, or it doesn't really help or hurt or anything. It's just, Jag's been up there a whole bunch of times, and, Blue is connected to Jared and not really doing anything else. So it's just like, it makes it seem like he's just kind of doing the easy thing. I'm hoping that he's gonna try to take a big swing and see what happens. I mean, his last HOH ended up being kind of null and void, so it'll be interesting to see if he's able to actually do anything this time.
Jared nominated you, Cameron. Jared is right there. He put you in red on the block.
Well, it's possible that's why he's not telling anybody. We'll see. But Cirio and Izzy have also talked that they think that Jag goes home versus anyone, but they would take out Felicia if she was up there versus Blue. And, with them sort of circling Felicia like that, they would have to take this shot and take it quickly. This isn't something that they can sit around on. It has to be like, oh, she's a replacement nominee. Let's hit at this quietly, quickly, and that's it. Because Felicia feels to me as someone who would do what Red didn't do, which is blow up everybody's game walking out the door, because why not?
Yeah, Felicia doesn't care. And I wonder in general with Sari sometimes. Like, she's an amazing big Survivor player. We all know that. She is like a social game mastermind. But, Red did like her, and Red is gone, and Heisem is gone. By the way, Heisem at home right now, he's just like, gotta be laughing at these people because they kept Cameron over him.
Yeah, as much as I like Cirie and the game that she's been playing, there's been some question marks on some of the choices that she's been making. Like you said,
Mhm.
Red really liked her and was very unlikely to be going after her. Heisem was part of her alliance. Like, I understand it wasn't easy to work with him or be
Yeah.
around him and everything that he was doing, but he wasn't looking to come after her. So starting to take out people that aren't coming after you doesn't really make a lot of sense. There is a whole group of people that you're not really working with who eventually will end up coming after you. And it's like, it just feels like the main people she's just sticking with are just, of course, her son
Yeah.
and Izzy. And it's like, and now she's looking at getting rid of Felicia. I mean, yeah, Felicia's kind of weighing a couple options or whatever, but it's not the time. Like, why would you take her out?
I maybe this will all work out for Cirio in the end. It's just for now, it feels like it's fair to second guess a lot of the choices that she's making and some of the people that she's targeting, but we'll see what happens. This is Humilla Week. This may be Humilla Week for all of us when Cameron does something that none of us particularly expect. That's just where we are, everybody. But be sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss any other upcoming Big Brother 25 coverage. Thank you to all our patrons for your support. We really appreciate it,
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you here next time.